Now let's have a look. Is that?
Yeah, it says upcoming.
Yeah. Okay, so right, it's saying it's connected now. On there. Right, okay. I've just got in notes now saying we're live. It's connected. There you go. It's done. Weird thing is, we are on some weird sideways thing. Look what that's done on YouTube. That is really strange.
Oh, yeah.
Why has it done that? Gotta love technology. This is the new things within.
It's interesting. There's like two different screens. There's like these iPhone shaped screens on one, and then there's like our more traditional like desktop laptop view.
Okay, so for some bizarre reason, it's now shown on YouTube in a really weird angle, and I don't know how to change that. Let's try edit. Hold on. Here we go.
Yes.
Always joyous.
If anyone in the studio audience knows, please feel free to put it in the live stream chat.
I know why it's done it.
Aha.
Okay, I don't think I can move it back though. So the new edit, it's got view on YouTube. Hold on. Continue to YouTube. Right, now it's showing that it should be vertical, but it's not. That's really weird. Is that still looking weird for you, Semper? That we're looking vertical, not horizontal?
We definitely have a stream lag, so it may take a moment before it shows up anytime.
Yeah, this is... I hate it when companies put new options in things.
Yep.
How do I get this changed now? That's all.
He's horizontal.
He's horizontal. Okay, that's cool. So if it all looks normal there, it's just obviously something that's weird our end then. That's cool then. Okay.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, it's still showing that on the stream, that lovely smartphone shaped cut for everyone.
Yeah. But Semper's is saying that his is normal.
Yeah, no, I checked it out. I had a look at it, and it seemed pretty normal to me.
Okay.
So I just don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, my iPad is weird sideways. So, but okay, we'll go where it is. So, Glenn. Oh, well, actually, should I explain what I am? So we've got a list of words and descriptions, and from what I gather, so I'm playing Cuthbert of Kelowna. I am a doughty dwarf, so I'm a very brave dwarf, and I've got 7 points in that, so that's probably my strongest asset and feature would go for. I'm a mountain folk, so and I'm also a priest who has a fascination for taxidermy. I've got a little acolyte man that hangs around with me, and I've got some blessed incense that I can use 3 times. And sadly, I am my own worst critic. But from what we gather, we will be discussing with Glenn, trying to use these things in different ways to gain advantage, to roll more dice, to look for successes. But once I've gone through this, I'm sure Glenn will fully explain exactly what we're doing.
Quite right. So,
okay. Well, my character is called Alfred Tim, and I'm a butler, but I'm also a bard who was raised by rogues. I am a human-looking half-orc, it says here. So I'm a butler called Alfred, which, you know, immediately leads my mind in one direction. But I don't think anyone needs my Michael Caine impersonation for the entire game, so I probably won't do that.
that might actually get you somewhere with the game. I'm just saying.
Well, you know, we'll see. I have a Stradivarian lute. Yes, so it's a vampiric lute I have in my possession. I don't know what's going to happen with that. And my main drawback is that I have an intolerance of ill manners. So mind your P's and Q's.
And I may have an ill-mannered dwarf that also, at night time, dresses up in a bat costume.
I love it. Wasn't what I intended, but that's the beauty of tabletop role-playing games. Now it's the adventures of Cuthbert and Alfred, the dynamic duo of crime fighting. So, and if one of you would be able to share your screen to show the Roll20, that will probably work best. That way they don't get to see all the little sneak peeks. So welcome to my in development role-playing game, Clever, Cool, Crazy, and welcome to an adventure in the area of the city of Bonaire. And you all have been recruited to seek out the city of Bonaire, which has really not been heard much from for the past few decades. But Miles Foreman, your colleague, has told you that this is someplace that used to have a great deal of wealth and commerce, and they are trying to reestablish contact with the outside world, and have invited adventurers such as yourselves to come and partake in the Festival of the Bonfire. Yes, so it is a wonderful celebration, a fair, lots of trade goods brought to the square, and games, and of course at night, just massive bonfire celebration.
Excellent.
Cool.
Well, I'm hoping that there'll be some cooking going on, and maybe even a cooking competition that I can get involved in, because I'm an enthusiast of the culinary arts.
Indeed. Now, the first challenge, of course, is finding this town, because trade has been difficult to reestablish in recent times. Is there any particular approach you all plan to take on trying to find Bonaire?
A map.
A map would be a good idea.
We could ask other locals as well.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Definitely.
If it's a famous bonfire festival, then surely other people must have attended.
Indeed. So it sounds to me like before you went trekking through the forest, you would have inquired about a map, and also inquired of the locals what is known about the way to Bonaire, the town you left from. Makes a lot of sense to me. This sounds like a bit of a group challenge, and perhaps our first roll of this session of Clever, Cool, Crazy. So let me ask this, Alfred, what of your features or assets do you think would allow you to obtain this map? I think that's a very clever idea, which means you've already gained one additional die for your roll.
Well, it's my belief that, as I was raised by rogues, and Bonaire is a very a wealthy town. I've heard, and there's lots of heists that might be available to the rogue fraternity, and so I think I probably might have heard about Bonaire, or I might be able to use my roguish contacts to find out more about where it might be by dropping hints that I've heard that there might be a heist going on, and people might need to be involved in getting to Bonaire so that they can make some moolah.
I think the idea of you looking for a map for this is very clever, and I think the fact that you're trying to tie this in for a heist, I like what you're laying down. I think that's pretty cool. So as the revealer of worlds, I initially adjudicate whether something is clever, cool, and or crazy in its approach. Okay. So now you're up to 3 dice that you get to roll, but wait, that's pretty much where I'm going to stop. But any other player, if they think I have not awarded enough, may make an argument. The only thing I have not awarded Alfred for his approach for trying to gain a map from his roguish contacts is crazy, which is either it's really, if you wish, out of the box thinking, outlandish action, something that's just divergent thinking. That's the sort of thing crazy earns you. Adrian, do you think there's anything particularly crazy about Alfred's approach? You can just say no.
I
Seems quite
don't know.
like
You're trying to think of things completely out of the box. No, I don't think so yet, unless maybe as a child he had friends that were pyromaniacs that
that.
like to go to bonfire festivals, so they're more likely to be aware of it.
I think that what we need to do in that case is we need to smell all the maps that we find. The most accurate one is the one that's going to smell of acrid smoke, having been in this city.
Now that is a bit crazy. All right, we're going to give you all 3 for that. So you will get to roll 4 dice for that. And if you wish, you may use your new macro. First of all, I would use your pre-roll calculator.
Okay.
I'm going to help Alfred through this, and then we're going to come to your roll, Cuthbert, shortly. So go ahead and hit that pre-roll calculator macro, if you would be so kind.
I have the level of highest applicable feature or asset, which is 7, I think.
Well, is that your raised by roads?
Yeah.
That will definitely be your highest. Now, is there any other of your features that or assets that you believe would assist you in finding a particularly redolent of smoke map from your roguish contacts who you are convincing that you're going to score high on this?
Well, being a cooking enthusiast, I have burnt a lot of cakes, and I know all about different qualities of smoke and when you need to throw things away.
You know, that is a reasonable argument. So you can add 1 for that additional feature.
So do I put in 8 here, or do I go on to the next screen?
No, you go to the next. So put the 7.
Okay. All right. So we go pre-roll total calculator. Put in the 7. Submit. A number of additional features. 1.
Yep.
Submit. Effort expended.
You do have, if you look under your attributes, I put it under that part of the character sheet, effort. Effort in Clever, Cool, Crazy is awarded at the very beginning of each session. I've given you a total of 3. That's pretty typical for a 3-hour session. It is a something you can use to add to your rolls. It is most used just as a pro tip. By the way, your characters are called protagonists. So as a pro tip, I would suggest saving it for either things that are very important to you or where you have been just burdened by conditions that you have to offset so you can still act.
I'm going to go effortless on this roll.
I would keep it effortless. I think so.
How about the level of highest applicable condition and if none, type 0?
Yep.
I think 0.
Yes. Well, let me see here. No one has been particularly ill-mannered towards you. So, yeah, no. I think it's 0. Yeah.
Yeah. Additional applicable condition, 0 again, I would think.
Yep.
And there's my roll, 14.
That is not your roll, is it? Did you hit the... Hold on. I got to get to that part of my...
It says 14. This is your roll result.
Oh, you did? Yep. Hold on. Look at that. So you've got your roll result. If the total is a multiple of... Okay, you hit deads, I think. Let me see here. Is that right?
I did the pre-roll. The pre-roll total is 8, it says there.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So 8 is your pre-roll total. So, all right. So you're at 8. That's 7 from being a raised by rogue who is also using his cooking enthusiast to help. So you're 8 before you roll. But wait, there's more. So now I want you to use your roll clever, cool, crazy macro.
Okay. Number of dice.
Well, you get 1 whenever you're called upon to roll. Plus, you've been clever, you've been cool, you've been crazy. So you get that roll 4. So
4 dice. Okay. Yep. Submit.
All right. So, and it kept the highest, which in your case actually turned out to be a 3. So 8 plus 3 is your total.
Okay. So I've got 11 altogether then.
Very good. Very good. And I will tell you in Clever, Cool, Crazy, all the rolls are opposed. So I will at some point have to roll. But because we're going to treat this as a team challenge, I want to first see what Cuthbert does. Just remember that you have 11 for your total. So Cuthbert, you're asking around the locals to get this information. Again, I think that's a very clever approach. Anything about your character, your pro, that you think will allow you to succeed in this endeavor?
Well, priests are worldly, aren't they? They're very knowledgeable. They can read and write. So there's a good chance that I'd be able to spot signs or,
Okay.
anything along those lines.
Yes, I think yeah.
Also, I can tell whether people are lying because priests are trained to detect fibbers, to burn them at the stake.
Indeed.
Maybe not burn them at the stake.
Or maybe so.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, maybe at the bonfire festival. Seems likely.
I think so. Yeah, we could take people to burn at the bonfire festival.
Yes. Take a wagon of heretics.
Look at heretics and sinners with us.
Yes.
So.
All right. So definitely being a stalwart priest, I think, would help you in this. Are there any other of your features or assets do you think that would be of aid to you in this?
Well, I can ask Acolyte Baob if he's aware of anything.
You absolutely could. That makes sense to me. I'm going to allow you to add that when we get there. Bulb is not particularly high level of an asset, so you'll probably use him as your additional feature or asset. Anything else that about your character that you think gets pulled into this, your protagonist?
I don't think so. Oh, no, maybe I am mountain folk, so maybe I can eliminate the mountains if it's never been there. But that's really clutching at straws.
It is, but I like where you're going with this, and I tend to be a little bit. I always like to err on going with what my players come up with for their protagonists, if they can make it make sense. So let's do that. So let's go ahead and hit your pre-roll calculator. Your highest feature or asset is going to be your stalwart priest. So put that number in.
That's 5.
Very good, and hit submit. All right, and you're using your Acolyte Bulb to help you, so you can put a 1 there.
Yeah.
Very
I'm not
good.
going to spend any effort.
Again, I think that's wise. All right. And now, do any of your conditions apply to this?
I don't think so. I could probably ask questions without criticizing myself.
True. Maybe the aftermath you would, but yeah, I agree. We're not going to apply conditions. You can put 0. And 0.
Okay.
All right. So that's your pre-roll total. That just helps you do the math. And as you go along, you actually may be able to do the pre-roll math in your head and not need this, but it's a good way to start out. So you've got 5 as your base, and I think your approach is clever. I think it is a little crazy how you basically said, okay, is it not in the mountains? I love that idea. So I'm giving you clever and crazy for this. I don't know that there's a particularly cool part to your approach, but maybe Thaz feels differently.
I don't know. The only thing I thought of was I imagined it that Cuthbert has access to some holy texts, and maybe there are clues to the location in the illuminations of these texts. The monks always used to draw their own hometowns and little clues and stuff in the margins of those sorts of things. So that was my only thought.
And you find that a very cool way to go about it?
Ancient books are cool.
Ancient books are definitely cool. So yes, so we will now award you all 3 clever, cool, crazy. So my rule for clever, cool, crazy is any of the clever, cool, crazy options that the Revealer of Worlds, or RO for short, does not award, any one player can argue for 1 unawarded for that. And as long as they can express their rationale, we're not going to judge. We're just awarding it. But that way it allows people to, chime in there and get some. So you're getting that. So go ahead and go to your roll clever, cool, crazy macro, and you get all 4. All right. Let's see what your roll adds to your 5.
3. I rolled a succession of 3s and 4s.
Yep. So, that's going to be a total of 8. So, Alfred, you had an 11. Adrian, you had an 8. I'm going to not use the pre-roll total because I don't need to. I will say I did not. This is a little bit of a challenging action because this town has not been really heard from in decades. So I am going to put the resistance at this as a base of 4. So there's 4 before I roll. And now, as the revealer of worlds, I can never roll, except for a mob situation, more dice than the highest protagonist has rolled. But you guys rolled 4, so I could technically roll up to 4. But there's nothing and no one really standing in your way on this. So I'm just going to roll 1 die.
Okay. 7 altogether then.
Yes, that is correct. So both of you have beaten the resistance. The world pushes back. So you will be successful in this endeavor. And we are spending a lot of time explaining how this goes on this roll, but that's okay. We'll move faster as we go. So Cuthbert, my recommendation always is to go from the least roll to the highest roll in describing the results. So Cuthbert, I want you to tell me how, with the assistance of Acolyte Bob and eliminating that it is not indeed in the mountains, your approach provided some important information that would help to make your eventual trek to Bonaire successful.
Okay, so after probably a few hours of asking around, we managed to stumble on a little old lady. And you know the ones with the little yappy dogs that just won't stop trying to bite at your ankles? And it's her. And because she's old and wise and been around for many years, she is more than aware of this festival because she used to go there as a child.
Oh.
But she's not totally aware of where it is. She gives an idea of a hint of it. There's a wood to the east and a trees, and there's a forest, and she just talks more about trees, and that's really all the hints I get. And then she goes, well, it's not in the mountains either.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, the leaves were so beautiful this time of year, and you know the Tyrone, just such a incredible manly leader. Oh, you remind me a little of him, but only a little. So that's what you learned. And now, Alfred.
Oh, okay. Right.
You were even more successful. So I need you to explain how your efforts to obtain this map paid off royally and allows you all to safely find Bonaire eventually.
Okay. Well, I mean, I've obviously put the word on the streets with the Thieves Guild that we need the map because they're reopening their gates. They're bound to have loads of wealth there. The bonfire festival's just around the corner. There's going to be loads of people leaving their homes, going to look at the bonfires. Perfect time for a bit of housebreaking. And my second cousin, as I'm raised by Rose, my second cousin Jethro, who is a cut person sneak thief of some note, he turns up, and I smell him before I see him because there's the smell of burnt paper in the air as he arrives at my parlor, and he kind of skulks in his normal way, and he says to me, "Oh, hello, Alfred. I found it. I found a map for you. Yeah, and a little cut of the proceeds. I can't, what with my gammy leg, I can't go all the way to this town, Bonaire, but here's the map. As you can see, totally flat, no mountains, and this old lady with a white yappy dog. Now, you want to look out for her because she might give you a clue. I think she might have given your mate a clue already. Here you go then." And boom, in a puff of smoke, Jethro's gone, but he leaves the map behind.
Yes, I think that puff of smoke may be redolent with burnt wood smoke. But Alfred, that was awesome. And I'm actually going to reveal another game mechanic in this moment. So for excellent role playing, we award awesome and clever, cool, crazy, which means every protagonist gains 1 effort. So you can go to your attributes and you can increase your effort. You both had started with 3, hadn't spent any. You may now increase it to 4.
Splendid.
Excellent. Well done. I rely on you for my effort increase for the evening.
You just lie there and eat grapes on a chaise longue, and I'll do all the efforty type.
Oh,
Well,
I definitely be doing that.
You know, some people are not as comfortable with role playing as others, but like to be part of the game. So, what basically the idea behind Awesome in terms of being award for role playing is whoever is doing the role play, the whole party gains from it. So everyone becomes a fan of whoever is spotlighted in that moment, and everyone profits from it.
Everyone needs a Faz.
Everyone needs a Faz.
Thank you. Right. Yes, well, I tell that to some of my enemies. Okay, splendid.
Very good, very good. So, basically, the trek through the forest with the aid of your map, which you notice is over 50 years old, does manage to take you through some rather desolate pathways. Anything in particular that you all notice as you travel through the woods, do you think?
I've noticed there's no old lady actually on this map.
There is not.
No.
I noticed that there are various roads marked on it, but as it's 50 years old, they have fallen into disrepair, and occasionally we find a cobblestone, but basically it's just woodland.
Indeed.
And I would say that the woodland is far more overgrown than on your original map.
It is.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
I'm not bright. I'm a priest.
And
I'm big, strong, and brave. I'm not very good at thinking.
Yeah. And Miles with his dog at his side is just like, these woods are.
Ooh, that's a bit bigger. I'm still going. How much bigger is this place? Ooh, that's a big. There we go. I think we've got it all now.
Yes. So
no, don't like that one. That one's better.
But eventually, through the fall foliage, it thins, and you see before you a town. The road finally starts to show in better repair. You see people on the streets. You have found the storied town of Bonaire, and you see Miles like audibly let go a breath of relief at you all managing to get through the forest successfully and find this place.
Miles, I had no doubt that we would find it with no problem at all, and we have. So stop that sighing and let's find this festival.
As you wish. And a lot of this is going to be theater of the mind, so you do not need to move your tokens if you do not so desire to do so, but you can describe sort of the approach you take into town, and it does look like people are, I would say you did well, so I would say you have arrived late morning, and you can definitely see people are setting up stands and stalls. Looks like in the fields beyond that they may be setting up some turning. There's one part of town that they have actually sectioned off. It's quite unusual. They're setting up barricades, but also stands in the town streets themselves.
In the streets, okay.
Do we go for food now, or do you want to prepare your own? Being you are a fond cook,
I'm happy to go. Happy to do either way. I mean, what I suggest is that we taste some of the local delicacies. And maybe we can learn some recipes.
Well, as a priest, I think it would be foolish not to sort of have a quaff of beverage or two, maybe some fine ale or wine or both.
Excellent,
both.
Perfect. And Miles, none of that sighing. I take that as bad manners, and you know how I feel about bad manners. So let's find a nice place to go in and eat and drink our fill.
And let's find out whether we are on time for this festival or whether we are late.
I think the likelihood is bonfires, that sort of thing, happen at night, and they're only setting up. So I reckon we're all right. But we'll find out.
Yeah. Yep.
Indeed. And you can approach the town. You are met as you get to the town wall by a rather sleepy-looking guard. He has a pennant tied to his halberd. It's in really sort of reds and golds. Almost has a little bit of a flame-like motif to it. Very festive.
I'm enjoying the cut of your pennant there, sir.
Oh, thank you, thank you. You're not from Bonaire.
No.
What gives it away?
Well, you're a dwarf, aren't you?
What gave that away?
Well, nothing in particular. Nothing in particular. Anyway, yeah. So, Bonaire is a fairly large town, but I do know most of the people who pastor here, and I do not know you or your kin. Although, what are your names and your business here in
Well, my name is Alfred Tim. I'm here for the bonfire festival. I'm an enthusiast of all things culinary, a singer of songs, and a server of good food.
You'll do well here at the festival. And you, sir?
Well, it's the first time I've ever been to one of these festivals, but quite interested to see how high your flames go.
Indeed.
As you can tell by my attire, I'm a priest, and I'm here to share the word of God, and maybe see if you've got any strange animals for taxiderming.
He gives you a bit of an odd look at all of that, but then he smiles and says, "Well, you're still most welcome." And you, sir? And Miles says, "My name is Miles Foreman. I'm just a simple woodsman, and one whose hand has tried to keep peace through the years." You do notice that Miles looks a little graying around the edges and older, and maybe a little more winded from the travel here than you two.
Okay.
Well, because it is the festival day, we are not requiring a tax coming in. Be welcome to Bonaire.
Excellent. Thank you.
You'd normally tax a man of the cloth?
Well, all visitors to Bonaire are taxed coming into the city. Yes, it is expected by Lord Tyrone.
That'll be why nobody's come for the last 50 years, I imagine.
He looks at you funny. Maybe.
Well, thank you for not taxing us. Not that I carry wealth.
Well, no, we can spend all our money on food and drink.
I do have a dead stuffed otter, though, and I'm going to pull it out of my bag.
Yes, and that is very true. In Clever, Cool, Crazy, sort of standard equipment that you would expect with your features, you just have. Okay, he looks at it. Yes, that does in fact appear to be a stuffed otter. Is there a particular reason you're sharing this with me?
Well, you might not believe that it was my hobby.
Okay. Well, I certainly believe it's your hobby now.
Good. Well,
do you have any strange animals here?
No.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, maybe
Alfred,
we
may be in the wrong place.
You might be able to, some beloved pet might get caught in a bonfire, and people might want to have them stuffed in remembrance. So you could maybe, it might happen.
Indeed.
Yeah, barman, is your food as enthralling as your personality?
So you said barman. Have you moved on to the tavern, or are you still talking to the guard?
Can do. Yeah, I think.
Oh, sorry, I completely missed the fact that we were still at the guard. Sorry.
Yeah, you basically showed the guard your
Guard,
otter.
my thing. Yeah. I thought we'd moved on. I missed that. Sorry.
No, I don't know. Is there a sign saying "check your otters at the gate"? I don't think there is.
I'm just glad I didn't show my beaver.
There is
So,
not.
lovely.
There is a sign that says about peace bonding any weapons, though.
Oh, okay.
No, my otter's quite placid now.
I haven't. I don't know what. Well, I'll check my weapons. If I have any weapons, I'll check them.
Oh, okay.
Mostly it's cooking equipment. So
You're a rogue. You're gonna have like rows of knives hidden in your boots and
well, exactly. But they're mostly they're mostly disguised as culinary utensils.
Yeah, and otters and lizards.
But you see them like tie a fairly fairly strong satin ribbon around the sword that Miles has, and if you offer some of your culinary weaponry, they'll do similarly. And how about you, Cuthbert?
I don't carry any weapons. I don't believe
You need not.
I've got a particularly vicious cheese grater that I'll leave with them.
I suppose I'd probably, well, obviously this is a fantasy world, so I'd imagine I've probably got a mace with some sort of nice godly head on it. So obviously I will offer that for him to put in his cotton, whatever he needs to do.
He just ties a red satin ribbon to it, fixing it to wherever you were carrying it, so it cannot be readily pulled in anger.
Okay, it's still going to hurt though when I hit someone with it.
Well, he kind of chuckles. Well, we might be counting on that for certain activities of the festival.
Okay, what sort of activities go on at this bonfire festival?
Oh, we have races, we have feats of arms, we have all sorts of challenges. I think there is some pie baking and pie eating contests. Pretty much anything you can imagine.
Otter racing?
I did say pretty much, didn't I? That was my mistake. No, I'm afraid we are out of otter racing. Perhaps you can start a new tradition.
Sadly, I'm 6 weeks past my otter being very good at racing.
Yeah, quite. I think Jeremy's racing days are over now.
Yes, I agree. Very good, very good. So you may enter the town. You have had your
which establishment would you recommend for us to eat in and stay in?
Well, honestly, in your case, it probably would be the Lazy Otter.
The Lazy Otter, excellent.
We've turned it to Bill and Ted.
Lazy,
excellent.
Crossed out in crayon, now dead otter.
Yeah,
the stuffed otter.
Yep, very good. Very good.
That may be on the menu. I just stuffed otter. I don't know. Anyway,
I hope not.
What is otter stuffed with? Grape leaves? I don't know. Anyway, I digress. But yes, you can make your way. The townspeople seem very happy to have you there, and they are, readily leading you towards where the inn and tavern, the Lazy Otter, is. And you can see the sign above it that has basically a woodcut of a otter floating down a river, some sort of foodstuff resting on their belly. Might be a cabbage. It's hard to make out. It's kind of an odd shape. But yes, that is in. And I do get it. I am going to beg just 1 second. I have to do a power switch out. But please talk amongst yourselves as you enter the inn.
Lazy Otter. Excellent. Well, seems a very friendly town.
That is quite a large bosomed bar lady. I don't think I've ever seen a bar lady with bosoms that big before.
Maybe that's a speciality of the town. I don't know.
It is not a speciality of the town, but it is of the Lazy Otter. So,
right, good.
Yes. So, yes. What would you like to order?
What do you recommend? The local dish that you think would best suit our stomachs.
And 2 ales, 2 wines, and what would you like to drink, Alfred?
I'll have whatever you recommend, whatever is the local drink. I'd like to go native here, please.
We do have a fairly nice red wine. It's a little on the dry side, but it's very nice.
Oh well, I'll yeah. Let's have a bottle of that then.
Okay, and she pulls it up, and she pours one for you. She pours another one for Cuthbert. Would you like a different wine for your second glass, or just two of the same?
I tend to find after the first glass, the second glass tends to taste the same anyway.
Okay, and she just pours a third. And you, sir, she turns to Miles. I'll just water is fine, and the whatever you serve, my friend Elfred here. Very good. So she gets then an additional 2 foaming mugs of beer, puts those in front of Cuthbert. And by the way, Cuthbert, do you allow Acolyte Bulb to order anything?
Yeah. He can have. Do they do porridge here?
Yes.
And some water, please.
Yes. So much water.
And a thin gruel for my acolyte.
Yes.
He hasn't earned anything more than that at this moment in time.
He looks a little despondent, but he does not disagree with you.
I'm also going to make him stand up. He's not allowed to sit down.
Oh no, he would not. He would not dare to sit without your leave. So you later on, she brings out some mutton. Yes, with some mint jelly on the side, and she serves that to you and Miles. And she says, "So, in for the festival, right?"
Yes.
That's excellent. And will you be entering some of the competitions?
What are the competitions? We haven't really found out exactly what the competitions are.
Well, what are you good at?
Well, I'm good at music, and I'm good at cooking a bit. Not brilliant, but I could cook a pie, maybe.
There is a pie baking competition, and there is I believe a musical competition.
Oh, I could certainly enter that.
I'm now remembering how bad you play your instrument, aren't I? And I'm like, oh, but I'm not going to show my.
I'm not bad. I'm not bad at my instrument, although it does have a life of its own. Being,
I was going to say it's your instrument that I don't like. It's not your skill. It's the noise the instrument plays.
No,
remember, Cuthbert, you're your own worst enemy, not Alfred's worst enemy. But
yeah, I'm not much good at anything, despite being incredibly strong. But I feel like I probably shouldn't enter anything.
Well, I'll try and persuade you to enter the the weightlifting competition or whatever, if they have one.
I suppose I haven't got to lift the weight as far as the tall folk.
Oh well, they do have a stone tossing competition.
Oh, I love tossing a stone.
Sounds perfect.
And Miles is like, he looks down, and I have a fair hand with a sword. Oh well, there is the adventurer spectacle for that. Oh yes, it's quite magical. They actually conjure up foes that Lord Tyrone has defeated, so that participants may show their feats of arms.
Well, that sounds very interesting. I'd be, fascinated to see Miles enter that competition. Once he's got his breath back from the walk.
Indeed. Well, you do notice he seems to have recovered.
Oh, good.
All right. And so, gentlemen, I believe it is a gold each for the wine, and a silver each for the ale. And for the mutton, that is 2 gold apiece.
I hope Acolyte Bob has brought his money with him.
So, just out of character, in Clever, Cool, Crazy, we don't really keep track of like gold and silver. If it is something that would clearly be a stretch, we would make a roll to see if you have that upon your person. You all are men of the world. You are well accomplished. I believe you can afford this, unless you want to beg poverty. Acolyte Bob, though, cannot.
So we're not allowed to buy the town, but we can certainly afford our dinner.
Correct. You could try to buy the town. I just don't know how successful you'd be. Although, yes, it's a shame. If we had had one more player, there was another pre-gen who has a letter of credit, so possibly. But alas, not you.
No, not us. Yeah, well, in that case, let's go and find some competitions to sign up for.
Very good, very good. So you enjoy the meals, and they do well. Although you do notice something. I would like Alfred. Actually, you are a cooking enthusiast, so I actually would like you to make a roll to see how you appreciate the cooking. So obviously, your cooking enthusiast is what's allowing this roll. Let me ask: is there anything else about you that you feel would allow you to appreciate some of the finer points about the meal you had?
Yes, I think definitely buttling might, like the way in which it's served.
Absolutely.
You know, and the fact that she spilt the wine when she opened it, there was a bit of a black mark. Really, I'd never have done that.
You would not.
So
yeah, I would agree with that, and I don't think any of your assets would apply to this. Nor I do not. Well, I don't know. Do you feel that she was ill-mannered in her service to you?
No, I thought she was very accommodating.
Okay, I agree. I don't think we're going to summon up that condition for this role. So which is higher? I cannot recall. Your Buttling Bard or your
Buttling Bard is 3, so that's 3 plus 1 is 4.
Yep. So you don't even need to use the calculator. So 4 as your base, and then I called for this roll, so technically it's kind of just a straight roll. But because you brought in the buttling and eyeing it, I think that was rather clever of you. So I'm going to award you a clever. So roll 2 dice. Adrian, do you want to argue for any additional dice for him, or shall we just roll?
I think we'll just roll. I think in this one.
Okay, there we go. 5 is my roll result. If less than 5, no.
Yeah. So, okay. So this is interesting. You actually did roll a 5, which means that you actually rolled a 5, which explodes. So we're going to do some additional things here. This is so exciting. But one thing, whenever you roll a 5, the first time on a roll, roll a 5, you get an additional effort. So go ahead and bump your effort up to 5 now.
Ooh.
Yeah, little reward just in case the roll doesn't go your way, despite having a great roll. But you now get to use my deads macro. So go ahead and hit that. There you go. So instead of 5, you're going to use the 7 now. Okay, because it's already incorporated the 5 in. So
total of 11 then.
Your math is correct. So you have 11 total. It was not a multiple of 5, so you didn't roll any zeros. If you roll a 0, it obviously it doesn't add anything. But the first time you roll a 0 on a roll, you gain experience the hard way. Which reminds me, there's something we haven't done yet that I forgot. My apologies. The first time you use any feature in a session, you gain experience in that feature or features. So we're going to do a little quick math before we resolve the result of your tasting. Cuthbert, you have used already your stalwart priest.
Yep.
And I think, I'm trying to remember, have you used
Mountain folk?
You did use your mountain folk, indeed.
Acolyte Bob.
Acolyte Bob is an asset, so assets do not add experience.
Yeah, that's all I've used.
That's okay. Now, at the beginning of the session, the Revealer of Worlds sets how much experience is sort of the rate of experience. Because this is a one-shot in design, I set it very high. So you will gain 0.8 experience to each of those. You see how the features on your sheets are written out like 3.0, 5.0? That was your tell. So you get to edit your character sheet and change that 0.0 to a 0.8 after each of those that you have already used. It will not affect your roll mechanically unless you manage to get out of decimals. And Alfred, same thing for your character. So you used obviously your buttling bard, your raised by rogues,
and cooking enthusiast.
Yep, and now cooking enthusiast. So you get to add a 0.8 to each of those.
Done it.
Fine. Very good. And that's how we keep track of experience. And once you get like to a whole number, it levels you up. We need to resolve though your roll, which means I need to roll because the world always rolls against you. Okay. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the base was because there's things that you may or may not learn. So one of the things about knowledge rolls is if you roll high versus low, you might get meta knowledge about whether or not, you actually know anything. Okay. But by keeping that part, what the base difficulty, the resistance was, it leaves a little bit of mystery, if you will. So let's see. But my roll was a 3, which I will add to the base of this. And your total was 5. Okay. Your total was 11. Very good. And so doing quick math in my head. Very good. Yeah, you have noticed something a little unusual. There's something just it's not unpleasant. The food was well prepared. The wine was definitely higher end actually, but everything you tasted, it's odd. It had just a little, almost like a taste of charring to it, like a little like burnt aftertaste. It's subtle. It's very subtle. In fact, someone who wasn't a cooking enthusiast and a expert in service may not have noticed it, but it's there. We didn't notice any of that.
Seemed a bit burnt.
Do you say that?
In the end, but I mean that's not necessarily bad. Some cuisines definitely lean into burning their meat, particularly. Yes, I've been in a couple of cities down south where they burn everything within an inch of its life. It's not that. There's definitely something there.
Now, are you saying that to yourself? Are you saying that to Cuthbert? Are you saying that?
I'm saying that to Cuthbert and Miles and the dog and possibly Robe.
Yes, but not the serving woman.
No. I'm just musing to the party.
Very
I will. Yeah. Maybe I'll, as we leave, I'll say, interesting burnt flavor that you have in your cuisine. Not unpleasant, but definitely very much idiosyncratic and part of this place.
She gives you an odd look. It's a little bit of a mix of surprise and sadness. And she's like, I'm sorry that you experienced that.
Oh, it wasn't unpleasant, as I say. It was quite nice, but I felt that maybe it was if it went through everything, it might be a bit samey. But we only had the one dish. It's fine.
Indeed. All right, very good. And with that, I think you guys are going to head off and start joining the festivities, right?
Yep.
Well, then we will change the scene.
Ooh.
Yes. All right. Let me get caught up with you all. So welcome to Festival Day. The streets have started to become filled with people and celebrants. I have you at the top of the screen. You may... you don't really need to move yourselves if you don't want to, but if you'd like to position yourselves someplace different on the screen, feel free. So whilst you do that, I will mention the first thing that you come across is the pie baking stations. And you can see there are a number of people, mostly women from the farms outside of Bonaire. It looks like they're wearing aprons. They've already are well floured and getting to work. And it's a mix of savory and sweet pies that people are working on. Alfred, do you ask to join in the festivities?
I certainly do. I'll go up to whoever's got their sheet of paper and say, how does one enter this competition? I'm afraid I didn't bring any of my own ingredients, so I will have to use whatever is available here. Is that possible?
He looks around. Well, that may be possible. I will see if that is something that we can accommodate. Give me one moment. Your name?
My name is. I'll draw myself up to my full 5'9" and say, my name is Alfred Tim. You may have heard of me, but probably not, as your town hasn't been open for the last 50 years, and I'm only 48.
That is interesting to hear. My name is Remy.
Rennie.
Yes.
Rennie. Nice to meet you, Rennie.
And I'm putting Remy on the field here.
Oh, Remy.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Very good. And he steps back for a little bit to talk to some of the people around you. I'm going to put him over the beggar. So anyway, Cuthbert, you see a little bit in the distance a open field area with varying sizes of massive stone blocks.
I'm not sure I can do this, but I'm going to give it my best shot.
All right. Very good.
I'm going to obviously pat Albert on the back and say good luck. And may the best man win, or dwarf.
Or dwarf. Love it. All right. So let's see here. Get over to this part. I am in the wrong sheet here. All right. So you walk over to the stones, and you can see there's a number of large, burly men kind of warming up, getting ready. And it's like, oh, you short man, are you coming to throw stones?
Yes, tall man.
Well said. Which will you start with?
How many are there? 3.
There are 10 stones.
Which one are you starting with?
Oh, well, I don't like to start with the heaviest. I need a warm-up. And he points to the third largest stone.
So what's the challenge? To just throw them as far as we can, or?
Yes.
And we throw each of them? Or we just pick whichever one we want and then throw that the furthest?
You throw the largest you can, the farthest you can.
You're starting to think, well, why not just throw the smallest one? Because then that's going to go the furthest.
You get points for both the size and the distance.
Oh. I'll go with the biggest one.
All right. I love it. All right. So,
And you can go first, as you're without sin, being a priest, I imagine.
Oh. Naturally. Naturally.
all right.
Can you hold my otter?
All right. I love this. So we're going to actually start with the stone throwing because it's going to take a while for the pie competition. And Cuthbert, what about you do you think gives you your best shot at throwing the largest stone that they have assembled?
The fact that I am the incredibly strong, hardened, doty dwarf. I am ripped in muscle. I'm as high as I am wide.
Yes.
which that makes it sound actually worse than it is. Maybe I should go as I'm as wide as I am high. That sounds better.
I definitely agree that your Doty dwarf feature would definitely be your best one on this. Anything else about you that you think would help you in accomplishing this goal?
Well, the fact that I grew up on the mountains and we were like moving stones around
I agree.
all the time.
I agree. Strangely enough, I really didn't think Mountain Folk was going to come into very much use today, but you're right. So that's going to be your additional feature. So 7 is your highest, and you'll get a +1 for being Mountain Folk. You are your own worst critic, though. I think that might mess with your mind on this.
Yeah. I'm already doubting myself, but I'm a little bit stoic as well. So I'm not gonna let it show because as a man of the cloth, can never show weakness.
Okay.
Even if you fail to lift the rock, but God will help me.
God will help you, and I am going to say that. So this is interesting. So actually, you've now mentioned 3 of your features for this approach. Now you get up to 2 features, up to 2 assets, and up to 2 conditions applying for any action. So you're definitely going to use your dwarfness because that's your highest. It doesn't matter numerically which you use, the mountain folk or stalwart priest, but I do not believe you've used your priest feature yet, correct?
No.
So if you use it for this, you can add some experience to it. So I would.
I rather stupidly did it the wrong way around. So it's all right. It's all working out eventually.
It's all working out.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's okay. It's the first time you're using it. So I want you to describe for us how it looks when you're starting this activity, but then we're going to do the roll and determine what the outcome actually looks like.
Well, clearly I'm going to take my cloth off. So people, I don't want to get dirty, but I also want people to see just how thick and powerful my arms are. I'm like a 300 press up a day man. So I've been used to doing this, just lugging rocks, walking around. So I'll be absolutely fine. I will also take my lucky otter, Jeremy, and hand it to my acolyte.
Very good. Bob.
And then I'm going to make sure I bend with my knees because that's the most important thing, because you'd always bend with the knees, never with your back. That's what I was taught when I was a little tiny dwarf, which is ironically really small.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just going to pick it up and hold it to my chest. Look round to show confidence, but deep down I'm sweating and already full of self-doubt and thinking I should have gone smaller with the rock. But deep breath, push it, and then watch it just go for millimeters.
Yeah. Very good. Very good. I think your approach is definitely the clever one. Definitely want to use your knees. Don't pull with your back. I think if you pull this off, it's going to look cool as all get out. And you already kind of set that cool motif, stripping down, showing the massive musculature. I don't know that your approach is particularly crazy, however, but maybe Foz feels different.
No, it seems eminently sensible.
Very good. Very good. So your base is going to be a 7 because the condition and the additional feature are going to cancel out. So you don't need that roll generator. Just remember it's 7. You're being clever and cool. Although there is one additional thing to ask. Are you going to spend any effort on this?
Yes, I am.
All right. First effort spent. And how much are you going to spend?
How many can I spend? Can I spend all of them?
You could spend it all. I would not advise spending it all, but you definitely can spend them all.
It is a one shot, though.
Yes. Well, you may need it for some more important things later on in the one shot.
What's more important than showing this town of tall folk just how strong a dwarf is?
I cannot argue with that. Although I will mention one last thing. You are right. It's a one shot. If it had not been a one shot, any unexpended effort at the end of the session converts to experience. Just FYI. But that's okay. This is a one shot. So yeah, go big. So you're gonna spend it all for effort. So
I'm going to spend 3 just in case I need to maybe hit someone with my cushioned mace later.
that will also make your math very nice because you have a base of 10 now.
Okay, cool.
All right. And so you're going to roll 3 dice on this. So you can go ahead and put that in.
This is where it all goes wrong. See, I never roll well on any of these lives.
That is okay. Oh, that's interesting. Hold on a second. Why is this? It's like trying to make me rename something, and I didn't even want it to click on that. Okay, there we go. Let me get to my. No, didn't want to roll that. Sorry, ignore that roll. I hit the wrong button. All right, here we go. So I'm actually just rolling individual dice, the D0 to 5, because you have multiple competitors you're against. So we're going to put them okay, we're going to use that. No, we're going to do 3. Hold on a second here. No, I think we're just going to use that. All right. So what was your total, Cuthbert?
2.
On the roll? So 2 plus 10 is 12.
12.
All right. All right. So this is what happens in the competition. The first competitor is you. I want you to actually describe how you set the mark. This stone, this heavy stone, the heaviest stone they could find for this competition, you are going to win the competition. You nail this. Describe for us what it looked like when you threw that stone so well and so far that the rest of them will not be able to beat you.
I'm just going into this though. I am sad that Alfred won't get to see me.
Well, if you're throwing the first stone, Remy's still sorting out my food for me. He's getting my supplies, so I probably wandered down.
Oh, okay. Well, if you're there, then obviously there's always the obligatory cocky little wink that.
Perfect.
Which, as Alfred knows, is we've known each other for many years now. Is I show off, but inside he knows that the wink means that I'm nervous. But I think that you think that it means that I'm ready to go and brave and strong and powerful. But yeah, I just push this out. I make a massive sort of like roar, and then I instantly regret because I'm thinking I should have been more godly and worldly and shouldn't show any passion or emotion. But because this just soars, I just can't help but just turn around and smugly look at the humans and then think, have I won this? Am I really good enough for this?
And I see that this stone is on the perfect trajectory to go as far as it possibly could, and quickly whip out my Stradivarian lute and serenade it as it's in the air. Oh, ladies and gentles, now look at that stone. I hear you all gasp, I hear you all moan. Sooner or later it will fall to the ground, and then it will make an almighty sound. And at that point it does. It goes poof into the ground. I'm bad to the audience.
Very good. Very good. And with that combined wonderful description and role play, I have no choice but to award awesome once more. Increase your effort by 1, both of you.
Nice.
That's why you're here. So I can spend it and you can help me gain it. If only that worked with my bank account.
Well, I don't think you need my help with that, to be honest. That's the last thing you want. Okay. Well, well, that's very good. I won't stay for the results in the other throws. I need to get back and start baking a pie. But
yeah. So very good. So the big man who had been talking a big game, he sticks with his first strategy and he throws the 3rd largest stone, but it comes reasonably close, but it's just not quite enough. The next competitor comes up, and he picks actually the second largest stone, and it doesn't even make it halfway. Just pitiful. Then another rather wiry looking man, maybe a sleeper. He actually, they mark where your stone was. He actually has them retrieve it, and he throws the heaviest stone. And it only goes about 2/3 of the way compared to yours. And then last, this one guy, like, he's oiled up. He just, he's bulging with muscles. He picks up the hardest stone as well. He's like, okay, I'm going to go with the hardest. And he actually drops it on his foot. A couple others half-hearted attempts, but it is clear the field of victory goes to Cuthbert, and the crowd goes wild. Sir, what is your name? What is your name?
Cuthbert.
Cuthbert.
The short man, I think, is how you referred to me.
So the one who, yes, short and stout. That is you. So that is going to get some attention later on. But let's go cut to Alfred, because we do have a pie making contest. Remy informs you that, yes, supplies have been made available, and you may participate. So tell me what pie you're making.
I'm going to make a short crust pastry. Perhaps I will make something from my something. If I can find the right herbs and spices, I'll make something from my own country. I imagine I'm coming from somewhere like the lowlands of Scotland, say. So we're looking for some sort of Highland cattle type meats, with very peppery, bits of potato and swede in it. As I say, a short crust pastry, beautifully served, of course, with my buttling abilities. I will probably serve it with a flourish and a glass of ale.
Very good, very good. I think that approach is very cool and rather clever, to bring your own native cuisine in to give them a little taste of the exotic. So I will definitely award both of those. Obviously, you are buttling greatly and a cooking enthusiast. And any other assets or features you think apply to this?
Oh yeah, I was going to, because I mean a lot of the time it'll just be in the oven. So I was going to provide my own incidental music. I mean that's also the same as buttling bard, but I was
But you know what? That's a little out of the box thinking. So I will award crazy for that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll be strumming something that kind of comes to a head, comes to a massive crescendo as I'm about to take the pie out of the oven, and we see if it's ruined or not.
Very good, very good. I love it. So your highest is going to be your buttling bard, which applies doubly so, but it's only just add that as your highest level, and +1 for your being a cooking enthusiast. So style over substance, I guess, in this case. So that is your pre-roll total is?
Well, I mean, I'd like to use my background from my tribe of half orcs, where I look the most human of all of them. And
interesting. Absolutely. Which is higher of those three?
Only a 1. Half orcs only a 1 because I don't look very half orc.
So okay, very good. You are actually then going to be doing more pulling on your lineage for this, at much more even than being a cooking enthusiast. I think that's why you got in this mix, but really you're going back to your roots. And and
my root vegetables.
Your root vegetables, I love it. And so that will allow you to add 1 from your human-looking half-orc, which will allow you to add 0.8 experience to that, because it's the first time you're using it. But the pre-roll total remains the same. So you may go ahead and roll 4 dice.
Okay, so Rob,
are you spending any effort on this? I forgot.
I'll spend 2 effort.
How much?
2.
Okay, that brings your pre-roll total up by 2.
Okay, I can't remember what that was. But anyway, here we go. I rolled a 5. That's good.
It is good. So you get to hit the deads button then.
16. Wow.
That is added to what you had. What was your pre-roll total before you rolled?
I think it was 5 or something. Plus the 2, 7.
Yeah. So 7 plus 16. So that's
23. This is a good pie.
This is an incredible pie.
It's
Yeah.
a pie you could sleep in.
pies.
All right. So I gotta look at this, and this was actually a challenge that Cuthbert faced. Okay, this is going to be very interesting. So, describe for us, Alfred, how this completely blows away I'm not even going to bother describing the other competitors. Their pies were pedestrian compared to what you whipped up. I want you to describe for us what that pie was, what it was like, and what kind of reaction the judges had as they ate it and were completely won over, like without a doubt.
All right. Well, I'm playing the music crescendos as the pie is readied in the oven, and as I open the double doors of the oven, there is nothing but smoke and steam within, and it's almost as if a cloud crosses the sun as everybody focuses down on this oven. I reach in with my oven mitts and pull out this perfectly golden, beautifully risen, short crust pastry pie. Not a tinge of burntness about it, unlike most of the cuisine in this area. I place it on the top of the oven and immediately turn it round and put all the crockery and the accoutrements around it to present it perfectly to the judges. And this pie was talked about for many decades after this. One of the judges, it was thought that for a moment that she'd been poisoned as she swooned and fell to the ground at the taste of this beautiful beef and swede pie. But she roused herself. It was the pepper, that final ingredient, which caught her nostrils and got the better of her for just a moment. But Alfred, being the gentleman that he is and always well mannered, reached down and pulled her to her feet in the most gentlemanly fashion and ushered her forward for another taste. The other judges, looking around, could do no less. They just a single forkful was enough for them to raise their voices high, and the accolades roared out. They said, "We cannot eat any more of this. This must be shared by as many people as possible in this town." And small mouthfuls were then given out, even to the orphans, which I thought was a nice touch.
It was indeed. You are going to earn a new asset for the rest of the session. Now, whether you can make use of it or not, we'll find out. But you can add, so type this in under assets, Perfected Pie 2.
Perfected Pie 2. Okay.
There you go. And because that pie was just that good. That was awesome. Which I did say awesome. So I think, yes, for that, I must also, for the description, not for the score, but for the description, I'm going to award another point of awesome for the group.
Okay, everybody gets more awesome.
Up your effort by 1.
Thank you.
I wish I'd spent all 4 now. Well, I didn't need it, did we?
You never know.
I up to 5.
All right. With that, yes, I think it is time. With that, a group of clearly more refined folk appear in the festival area. And give me a second here. I'm going to get a few showing for you. And the crowd, you see the people part ways and kneel as a regal older gentleman approaches, a woman of fine refinement at his side, although keeping respectfully further behind him. Let me see if I can get it somewhere just so that it's easier to see from the crowd there. I'm going to move Remy off to the sidelines, although he is nodding very approvingly of your effort, maybe a little less enamored of the presence of this regal figure. Pie Maker, welcome to the Festival of Bonfire and Bonaire. I am Lord Tyrone.
My lord. I'll bow low and I hope with the correct etiquette. I will then offer a piece of pie to Lord Tyrone and the Lady Nutra.
Yes. So
I'll say, I'm pleased with my efforts, and I have won humbly. I have won your pie competition, and if you'd like to taste it, my lord, then a piece is yours.
Well, I typically do not partake of the bounty of the festival in that way, but given what I've heard on my processional, I will deign to try it. And he takes it.
You do me great honor, my lord.
Yes, it's quite passable, quite serviceable. You
kind to say so.
Yes. Lady Nutra takes a bite and she's like, this is exquisite. It is sublime. And yet there's something haunting about it, something little bite at the end.
It is the yearning I have for my tribe in my homeland, my lady. I feel that feeling is part of this pie.
Indeed. It is wonderful that you all have come to the festival. It is sorely in need of heroes like you. So thank you for bringing your pie effort. And I believe also another victor is amongst you.
This is the Reverend Cuthbert, not only a priest of note, but also a hurler of rocks.
A mighty hurler indeed, I heard. Well, thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Your grace.
So, Lord Tyrone looks at you. So, will you be entering the grand melee, showing off my former victories?
My lord, if you wish us to, my friend here, Miles, is certainly looking forward to it.
Miles bows deeply. Yes, I do wish it.
What, as a team event or just?
Oh, as a team event, yes.
Oh. Well, in that case, I would be glad to enter.
Were you a bit tasty in your youth? A bit tasty with your fists.
Are you saying that to Alfred?
Yeah.
I'll say, well, I tried to save my fingers for strumming the lute. So, yes, I was more of a kicker than a puncher when necessary.
Do we take the wrappers off our mace for this?
Oh, yes, you will. I believe the revelries have been set up in the street. You may proceed. And he points towards the area of the town that's been cordoned off that has the blockades. And now you see bleachers lining the area.
Okay, I'm going to take Alfred to one side. I mean, like, Alfred, they've got real weapons there. We're not really fighters. What?
Well, I mean, I know my way around a carving knife
And kicking, but Why are we even here? Just because you want to do and impress this lord? What's this lord to you?
I don't know. He seemed to be interested. He seemed to feel that we should enter the competition.
So, if someone flatters you over a pie, you think we should enter a fighting competition? A priest, a cook,
Well, you don't
a
have
bard.
to.
No. He said we had to do it as a group.
Well, we can go and see exactly what's going on.
You've already accepted us on behalf. Do you ever think that your mouth should probably slow down from time to time, and your brain should go forward?
I'll look crestfallen and I'll say, I'm very sorry, my friend. This is the best pie that I've ever baked in my life, and it went right to my head. And I apologize profusely that same head may now get bashed in by professional fighters.
Do you know what? If we are going to die, at least we've had the best meal we're ever going to have. As I reach out for a handful of pie and shove it in my mouth.
Oh yeah.
Right. I'm like, let's go and do this. Bits of pie just fall out of my mouth.
And I go, and I quiver slightly at the ill manners.
I knew you would.
Okay, let's make our way to the.
If we're gonna die, we're gonna die full of pie.
Well, we can hide behind Miles, maybe.
Miles, you can.
Maybe.
Miles will come with you. All right. So as you make your way to the streets, out of the crowds, a woman grabs your sleeve, Cuthbert, and she whispers in a hushed tone, "You need to leave here as soon as you can." And then she goes to melt into the crowd. Do you react in any way?
I'll be like, I know. Where's she gone? But because she's probably taller than me.
She is.
Where did she go? Where's the tall lady gone? Alfred, we've just been told by some random strange lady we should leave immediately.
Shall we go then?
How are we going to get out of here? Where's the best way? Can we get out without this competition? Do we? You didn't put sleeping stuff in that pie, did you? By accident?
No.
Oh, actually no, because I've had some as well. That would have been foolish.
I mean, we can certainly.
Can we see a way that we could escape? Do you think?
That is a good question. What are both of you looking for a means of escape, or just you, Cuthbert?
Well, I've let Alfred know.
Yeah, I don't know if Miles knows. Miles is probably keen to go and fight people, I imagine.
Yeah,
Miles just seem quite keen.
Just thinking back, why did we want to come to this bonfire thing?
Well,
were we summoned here to be killed for something? Why would anyone want to hurt us? What have we ever done wrong? And then we start thinking about all the misadventures that we've had. We're like,
you know what? With that's an interesting question. I think so. I'm hearing two different things. One, I'm hearing Cuthbert questioning why he's even here, and two, looking for a way to quickly get out of things. What about you, Alfred? What's going through your mind in these moments?
I'm torn. I don't know about this. Tournament that's going to happen, but I think I'm quite. I was hopeful I might hang around in town for a bit longer because everybody liked the pie, and take the plaudits and be one of the competition winners at least for a couple of days of people recognizing me and buying me a drink in the pub and stuff.
Yeah.
But then I do trust Cuthbert, and if he says we're in danger, then I'm looking around to see where the danger is. I'm not necessarily looking for an exit. I'm looking around to see if there is anybody going to ambush us or whatever.
Yeah. All right, so I'm hearing two things, and I think one's an individual role and one's a group role. The individual role is for Cuthbert to look for a means of escape. Let's resolve that real quick. Cuthbert, any of your features, assets, or conditions that you think would apply to such an effort?
No. There's no point in me.
Or you could just give up on it.
Yeah, no. It's not really my forte. This, being a brave kind of dwarf, I'm not used to sort of hiding and trying to escape. I'm go with the mountains. Priests aren't really known for sneaking around and finding ways stealthily out. And taxidermists,
aren't they?
No.
Well, maybe your god will lead you in a way that will be safe.
Yeah, does Jeremy know anyways? I'm going to ask my otter.
All right. So what I'm hearing is basically you haven't a prayer of finding a way out of here.
No, it's not my skill set.
And you're going to ask, but that's okay because in Clever, Cool, Crazy, you don't have to have a skill as long as you have at least one feature that would allow you to even attempt it. You do have eyes in your head. I would say that, honestly, I think basically, Alfred's right. You kind of almost need to look for some divine intervention. I think the only applicable one or two, actually, in this case, is that you are a stalwart priest and that you are a taxidermist. I think you're basically going to seek divine guidance on this.
Yep.
And Jeremy's guidance. So I'm going to give you crazy. That's about all I'm giving you on this approach.
I accept.
Yes. So you're going to have 5 from being a priest. You're going to add 1 for being a taxidermist. So I have some ideas how this might resolve. So that's a 6. I think this is a situation where you are your own worst critic. I think you really just question your ability to find a way out of this.
Yeah, so, I totally agree.
Yep. So I will ask, are you going to ask your acolyte to assist you in this?
And show to my acolyte that we need to escape because I'm worried and concerned? No.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so
he looks up to me, and all I need to do is outrun my acolyte.
That is true. That is true. So, all right, so it's going to be basically before spending any effort, a 5 base because the taxidermist and own worst critic will cancel out. Do you spend any effort on this?
No.
Fair enough. All right.
I already know it's doomed, but it's worth a go.
All right. Alfred, if you think this is clever or cool, you can chime in, but otherwise he's going to roll 2 dice.
I don't think it's that clever or cool, to be honest. I'm not sure.
No, I totally agree. This is a fool's errand, but it's we're going to go out laughing, full of pie.
That is.
Oh no, that's nice to see you roll appallingly. So that's all right.
Yeah, that is correct. I did roll appallingly.
840.
So I believe you had 5 to start with, and you rolled a 4, so 9 by my count.
Yeah,
very good. I want you to describe for us how panicky you were in this moment and how in a subtle way your God speaks to you through Jeremy to give you one slim chance of finding a way out of here.
Wow. The problem being short in a town full of lanky humans is you can't see much. You can't see through the bodies, and there is quite a crowd here because we are incredibly famous.
You are, and you're heading for the favorite event.
We are. And as I look down at my otter, I look to Jeremy, and just beyond Jeremy is grating in the floor. This town has sewers.
It does.
That is how we get out. I put Jeremy back, and I think, and I'll just say to Alfred, the grates. If we need it, that's how we'll escape.
Very good.
Yeah, that is very clever. I like it. I don't like the idea of having to take my prize-winning pie into the sewers, but nevertheless, if it'll save our lives, then we must make these sacrifices, I suppose.
No, the pie is perfect because we break chunks of the pies, we put it under our nose, so all we can smell is the pie.
You're right. Brilliant.
The sewers will smell like your pie.
Perfect.
Indeed. Now we're going to do a group check. So the question has arisen, why are you even here? What is going on? So I think you all have reached a certain level of suspicion that it is reasonable for you to reflect and see if you can come up with any ideas. So it's up to you. I will say that much. We could do a group roll to see if you have any, shall we say, intuitions or insights come to you, or we can just keep role playing and you can try and figure it out as players.
I'm happy to make a roll.
Yeah, we're not going to figure it out.
Because maybe you guys aren't, but your protagonists might be. So let me ask you, Cuthbert, what of your features, assets, and conditions do you think would apply for you trying to figure out what the heck is going on and why you're here?
I think everything is potentially why I'm here. I'm a dwarf. Nobody likes dwarfs. They've already basically picked on my height and the fact that a dwarf has come in and defeated them. They probably don't even like my dwarven god. Nobody likes the fact that I spend my evenings messing around with dead animals, shoving things into it so I can carry it around on my person like the strangest dwarf that they've ever met. Quite frankly, I've probably done some wrong things in the mountains as well. I know I'm clutching at straws for that one, but I think pretty much my whole existence is probably the reason why I'm here, and they want to kill me.
All right, fair enough. So definitely, I heard a little bit about your priest and your dwarf. You may be right or not about the mountain folk, but I would say of the things that you thought might help you, I'm going to give you your dwarf and your priest. So that's going to be 7 + 1. I'm going to reveal another interesting thing about Clever, Cool, Crazy, because in this moment, conditions usually work against you, but rarely conditions can work in your favor. And in this case, I think the fact that you're your own worst critic is actually working to your favor in this paranoid moment. And you're going to add that as it'll count as an asset in this moment.
Perfect.
So that actually adds instead of subtracting. So you are up to
9.
You're up to 9.
Yep.
Are you spending any effort on this endeavor?
Yes, I'm going to spend 1 because 10's a better number than 9.
It is indeed. All right. And I am going to say, I think it's actually clever to figure out what's going on. I think it is the amount of self or paranoia you have expressed definitely rises to crazy. I don't think there's anything cool about it, but I will give you clever and crazy. So you can add 2. Well, no, you can roll 2. 3 dice total. Sorry. Alfred, what are your features, assets, and conditions that you think apply in this moment?
Well, I think certainly, raised by rogues, because I have a heightened danger sense.
I would agree.
From being raised by rogues and continually having to change addresses and so on throughout my childhood. So there's that. I'm also thinking that, rather like Cuthbert, it could just be me. It could be the fact that I am the best Alfred Tim that there is. That they somehow got wind of me and my pie making, and they kind of thought, now we're going to bring him here and show him a lesson or teach him a lesson. Your name, your reputation is, kind of, it's not low level. So that's entirely possible. I think, reflecting back on your reputation might help you with this, and raised by rogues definitely makes sense to me. Yeah, exactly. And I'm also worried that because much as Cuthbert goes on about how I can't play it, I'm worried about my Stradivarian lute. It's a one-off. It's its own instrument. It's almost sentient because it does whisper to me occasionally at nighttime, and I'm worried that maybe somebody wants to steal it. And for that reason.
It is interesting because I think it does whisper to you at times. So I think I am going to allow you to use your Stradivarian loot as an asset for this. I think that makes sense to me. 7 +1 for Alfred Tim, which you get to raise by to 0.8. So that's going to, so make sure you add that experience to being Alfred Tim.
Okay.
You're going to have a pre-roll total. I think you can do the math. I don't think intolerance of ill manners applies yet. So I'm going to keep it.
Although, inviting people to their death seems quite ill-mannered, to be honest. But I don't know.
You don't know that that's the case.
No, exactly. I have no idea. So, but I'll spend a point of effort to take it to 10 as well. I love it. Okay. All right. And you know what? I think I am. I'm gonna yep. I know what I'm doing. And again, because it's more you working against the world rather than any opponents in this situation, I think I'm just gonna roll 1 die against you. Okay. All right. But I should have said, I think the fact that you are kind of just the way you describe things, I do think it's a clever approach. I think actually the fact that you pulled your loot into this is kind of cool. I'm giving you clever and cool. I don't know that it's that crazy. I think it's clever and cool. I mean, the loot might drive me crazy later, but at the moment it's not. Okay, so I'll just roll 2 dice.
3, because remember, you always get 1 for 3.
Okay, always get a free one. Okay, fine.
Yep.
Thank you. It's a 3. I have rolled a 13.
I'm 14.
All right. So, okay. Adrian, what was Cuthbert's total?
14.
14. And what was Alfred's total?
13.
Interesting. All right. So, the good news is you guys are going to gain some knowledge here, but we have our first tie in the session. Because it was a group check, technically you are going to succeed, but I want to figure out just how well you succeed. So right now you're just barely there, but there is a roll-off potential here. So Alfred, when you are tied, you have a couple options how you can break the tie. You can do a roll-off, which means where each would just roll that D0 to 5 and add it. Basically, it's whoever rolls higher. Or you can choose to accept failure but gain something from it, like a temporary asset, which means you go from being tied to actually failing this. Or you can choose to succeed, but at a cost. You would gain some, ephemeral condition as a result of succeeding and not need to roll. Or you could just leave the tie as is and accept it. I will tell you, you already, with what Cuthbert rolled, you guys have just enough to get a little insight, but not a lot. It's up to you what you want to do.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, if we need more information, then I guess I should probably take the success with the condition or whatever it is.
You can do that. Absolutely. All right. So, very good. And
I imagine it's. I can tell you what the condition is actually.
Yeah,
it's because I've asked the favor of the Stradivarian loot. I'm now more in its debt.
I love it.
Its voice is now louder in my head.
Yep. So we will add the condition, although this will only apply once during the session. It's not a high cost. We're going to put loot indebted 1 as your condition, just to keep track of it.
Okay.
No. By the way, with the conditions, features, assets, the descriptions can be rather loose as long as the descriptor adequately explains what quality it has. So, but I like loot indebted 1. All right. So, given that, I want Cuthbert to kind of describe the feeling and reaction Cuthbert has initially as you two are whispering on your way to this fight and realize that indeed you all probably are here as some sort of sacrifice.
You just get, as you're looking in the crowd, you get the odd bits of cheering in the crowd, and people generally, you see the eyes of excitement. But every now and again, I actually see sinister faces just leering, and you can see that they're excited, but they're not excited for us. They're excited for something that they're about to see or witness. And I can just, like, the faces are like, they, you know, like in those films where you just like get the snippet of an image of someone that you know is meaning you ill. And I just keep catching glimpses of that.
Indeed, indeed. And Alfred, I think you can describe for us, guided by your lute's whispers in your mind.
Yeah.
You notice that the crowd is not all unitary. The majority seem very excited that you're there, but with there's sort of a strange tinge to the reactions. There's something off about it, and it's various shades. Some just seem enthused, but not necessarily about the festival, more about you being here. Others seem more resentful of you being here, but still excited that you're here. And some seem sad and almost guilty about you being here. But describe for us the other few people in the crowd who seem not to be excited that you're here at all.
Oh, like the person who Adrian spoke to, who wanted to get us out of there. Well, yeah. First of all, I think it's important to note the loot is like I've spoken to the loot, and I got the success from the loot because the loot is saying to me, "You are mine. Your blood is mine. It belongs to no one else. They are trying to take your blood. You must run so that I can take your blood and not these people." And I'm like, all right then. And then I look out into the crowd, and there are just a couple of them who notice me kind of going slightly white as I grip the fretboard of my lute, and they're all going, go, find a way, you need to go. And I'm like, so I look around, and I agree with my subterranean friend, and I know that, you know, dwarves like to live underground, and so that may be why he wants to go down the sewers. But I'm going to pass him and Bobe some pie so that they can shove it up their nostrils, and we can get in the nearest sewer grate.
Mm-hmm. What about mine?
And I think it's good happenstance that I seem to have conjured another version of myself on the map.
Yeah,
So
that is
decoy.
Is he a decoy?
Oh no, mirror image is probably a good thing to cast at this moment in time, I think.
It seems I have. I mean, I wasn't expecting to, but there we go. There are two Alfreds on the map.
You can never have too many Alfreds.
Well, apparently that's what they're saying. So anyway, yeah, let's get down the sewers. Let's get out of here. This we've overstayed our welcome.
All right. So basically what I'm hearing is you're going to make a runner for the sewers. And did you give any pie to Miles?
Yeah, I can do. I mean, if Miles wants to come, and if Miles wants to go for the fight and then end up getting sacrificed, then, you know, he's been a good friend. But
we've never really liked Miles anyway.
No, exactly.
With his long legs.
He's the one who told us we should come here.
Yeah, his flowing hair. Maybe he betrayed us.
Maybe he's, yeah.
All right. So what I'm hearing is are you trying to sneak into the sewers, or are you breaking and running for the sewers?
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give all the pie that is needed, the nostril pastry that is required, and then as we're at a crossroads, and I imagine there's a sewer grate maybe kind of there or something, I'm going to say, in my best bardish voice, I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the winning pie. Anyone who wants it, it's over there. And I'm going to hurl it north down the road to the north, so that with any luck, everybody will race after the pie and we'll be able to head down the sewers using my perfected pie 2 asset.
All right. I hear what you're laying down. Yeah, that will definitely apply. That is interesting. Okay, so that's going to be your approach. How about you, Cuthbert?
I'm not one for stealth, not one for subtlety. You know, I'm a priest. We're not subtle people. I'm a dwarf. I'm not subtle as a dwarf either. So I am just going to follow the lead of Alfred and trust him, but definitely stay between Alfred and the acolyte's got to stay at the back.
All right,
I can get another acolyte. They are 2 a penny. They're everywhere.
Okay, so basically you're using Acolyte Bob as your meat shield / they'll get you before they get me.
Yeah, that's it. He's, you know, this is how I earned my way into the priesthood. By my when I was a young acolyte, my priest disappeared down a sewer, and I had to sort of stay there to make sure he could escape.
I'm flashing.
His reasons were different to this, though.
Yeah. I am flashing back to the Fallout miniseries and the Brotherhood of Steel. But anyway,
yeah.
So, all right, this is exciting. So go ahead and tell me what features, assets, and conditions you think apply to this. I think you've already started, but tell me.
Acolyte Bob definitely
is
an asset that will be very much used in here. I'd say in my past, I had to do this as an acolyte as I was training to become a priest, you know, to extricate yourself when things go bad. When you're a priest, is reasons to use the sewers. Indeed, mountain folk is out. But luckily, I am an incredibly strong dwarf. So getting up that grate is going to be very, very simple. That is something I'm going to be better at than my weedy little bardic friend.
I agree. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, I'm using my rogue skills to kind of I'm just leading them away, like you know, is it over there? No, it's over there. So it's a kind of sleight of hand thing that I'm throwing the pie and getting them to
sleight of mouth.
Well, yes, but that's the bard thing as well that I'm projecting very nicely, and so everybody can hear me when I say the pie is going that way.
But as he goes and we go for the grate, I'm going to make sure I get there before Alfred, because I'm going to be quicker to get my big dwarven hands in it, just pull up the grate, and then throw that towards the crowd as well.
Makes a ton of sense to me. So what I heard for Alfred was you're obviously raised by rogues and a buttling bard who quite knows how to address this.
And perfected pie. The pie is what drawing them away.
I agree. So, all right. So your pre-roll total, you're going to have 7 + 1 from being a buttling bard, +1 from your perfected pie, because it's an additional. It only the highest level asset or feature applies. Here, though, I am going to say this. I think this is a situation where your intolerance of ill manners actually may work in your favor rather than against you. Because I think you're probably rather appalled that they have hidden the fact that they are trying to kill you.
Well, it is an enormous breach of the laws of hospitality, which are generalized around the world, of course.
So you're at 10 without spending effort.
I'll spend 1. 11.
Mm-hmm. And I will tell you, I don't think that your being in debt to your loot is going to hinder.
That's not what I mean.
Because you did enough to establish that your loot wants you to live so that it can take you. And Cuthbert, obviously, you are a doughty dwarf, very brave and strong. And what was the other feature you thought?
My priestly escape, because I'd had to do this before, and obviously use my acolyte to
Yes, definitely.
meat shield.
By the way, I don't think you have added a point 8 to your taxidermist. Just do that before we forget. So you're going to have that. So you're at 9 without anything else added. I don't think that you're being your own worst critic really applies to this. You're just getting out of town. I think that is okay. Although you are using Bob as a meat shield. Are you self-critical of that?
Not when it comes to self-preservation.
All right, I'll allow it. Okay, so you're at 9 without spending any effort. Are you spending any effort on this?
Yeah, it makes sense to get a 10, doesn't it? So
yeah. All right, very good. So you can spend that, and I will say I think your approach, Cuthbert, is clever. I see nothing cool about it, but it is crazy throwing Bob to the wolves like that. Alfred, your approach is clever. I think it's kind of cool, and it's very out of the box. I'm giving you all 3. So, do you think there's anything cool about Cuthbert in this moment?
Anything cool about? Yeah, Cuthbert's always cool, but no, I think Cuthbert's the coolest thing about Cuthbert here is his cool head. That he said, "We need to get out of here. We're going down the drain." He's put that in my mind, and that was very cool. That was very cool.
You know, it was very cool of him. So you get that 3rd. So both of you get to roll 4 dice.
Cool. Very good. Okay. Let's see. 4. That's all right.
4.
So a 15 and a 14, and there, but you got 5. Yeah, that's good.
All right. Hold on a second here. I forgot. No, I don't think for this he would. Hold on one second. I'm just doing some math in my head here. All right. What were your totals?
14.
We
were both 14, weren't we?
No, I was 15 actually, because I was on 11 plus 4 is 15.
Oh yeah.
All right. So Cuthbert, you're 14. Alfred, you're 15. All right. So most of the crowd are fooled by your pie throwing, Alfred, and distracted. Cuthbert, you are able to get the entry opened up, but Bob, he's not going to make it. So the crowd, not the crowd, but the guards with Lord Tyrone start advancing, as does Lord Tyrone, who very much notices what you all have attempted. And as you are running, the guards grab Acolyte Bob, but that allows you to slip into the sewers. But you are being pursued by Lord Tyrone and a few other of the town luminaries and guards.
And the crowd members who I didn't distract, who I imagine are the bloody vegetarians, because they wouldn't have wanted to die.
They very well might be.
I say that as a person, as a vegetarian myself. So you know,
Indeed.
You're getting that in just in case you get any hate on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Alfred, you are tied again. You are facing some fierce competition. You are tied with Lord Tyrone himself, who is coming at you. How would you like to handle this tie? My favorite, the roll-off. Take a condition to succeed, or gain an asset to fail, or let the tie stand, in which case we will continue the chase.
I think we should continue the chase. This is obviously the thing to do.
All right, very good. So you all get down into the sewers. It is dark down here. As you are running away, I shouldn't say running. I don't know what you're doing. As you are
running,
to escape,
we agree.
Yes, you have lost Bob. By the way, you just for now, you just can't use Bob. We'll see if you gain him back. But
I'll
he's
be like,
been
Bob!
yes. But for now, you will not be able to use Bob as an asset.
Okay.
So as you are trying to escape, what's your next move? These guys are hot on your heels. What's the next play?
Well, I think we do have an advantage here because we all have pie up our nose and they don't, and they are probably slightly taken aback by the whiffiness down here, particularly Lord Tyrone. I can't imagine that he's used to going in the sewers. So I think that'll give us an advantage.
Do you know what else gives us the biggest advantage? I'm a dwarf. We're used to being underground. I have incredible direction sense as a dwarf underground, so I know how to get follow the most southerly track, or whichever one would get us to. Because if you think about where we are above the ground, I'm then thinking about below the ground, which one will probably get us near. Because they'll always come out by the river, won't they? The sewers.
They do.
I've also got a vampiric loot that wants us to escape, and vampires can see in the dark, as well as I think probably being raised by rogues. I spent a lot of time in the sewers, I imagine.
More than you care to remember.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're actually at home here.
Yeah, we are.
We don't like being above ground.
All right.
And I'm quite short, so I'm not even bothered about how low these sewers are.
You might.
How deep they are might be a problem, however.
Right.
There is that.
Yep. So what I've heard is you're definitely using your pie under the nose to your advantage, something you well established. I think that was very clever. I hear also using your background as a raised by rogues and your, dare we say, dwarf underground nature. But describe for me, like, what you're actually, I hear you're trying to head south. That's very clever. Are you running? Are you trying to lose your evaders? Are you just trying to outpace them? Like, how are you trying to get away and get out?
Wow.
Both of us, or just Alfred?
Both of you.
I think I'll probably be leading the way.
Yeah, I think so.
Actually, no, you're probably better at leading the way because you've been in things. I'm just giving directions. So when we come into splits, I'm going to be like head, left or whichever way, because I think you're probably better at the front because you.
But we're following the clearest stream as it flows towards some kind of outlet. I imagine. But also, I think we'd probably be doubling back on ourselves. Like if we turn left around a corner, we'll also be trying to lose them. So we'll be kind of going, we'll be finding ways to go back. I don't imagine that they have any lights with them. So they're probably stumbling around as well. And I'm, I don't know how your game works, obviously, Glenn, but you've got a dwarf and a half orc here being chased by a bunch of humans. So the likelihood is that our night sight is better than theirs.
Yes. I would say you definitely are less hindered by the lighting conditions than they are. I would agree. So give me a second here. I'm just checking something on my figure here. Come on. But yes. Okay. So what I'm hearing is you guys are trying to be more evasive rather than just running.
Yeah, because when we get out of the sewers, if they can still see us, then they're going to call for horses and things, and it's going to go wrong. So we need to lose them before we get out of here, I think.
Indeed. All right. I agree. I'm just trying to see what's going to apply for here. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that is going to be the case here. All right. So you by now can figure out which of your features, assets apply. I would say I don't think either of your conditions really apply in this situation. I think this is a very elemental effect, so you do not need to add any conditions. I actually will say, Alfred, you did say your loot wants you to escape. So I'm going to let you use that as an asset rather than a condition for this one.
Okay. So that puts me on 11.
Yeah,
And I will spend another effort.
absolutely.
Take me up to a dozen.
What's that?
I'm on 12.
Yep. And Cuthbert?
Obviously, I've got my dwarf, which puts me on a base of 7. I've mountain folk. I'm guessing I can use that for being underground-ish, which puts me to a base of 8. And Acolyte Bob wants us to survive, surely, so we can go back and get him in years to come.
A nice argument, but unfortunately, you have lost access to Bob. I actually don't know. Well, does the mountain folk apply here? Well, let me put it this way. I think your dwarf definitely applies in this situation.
Okay,
I'll allow mountain folk, because you probably have done some cave diving. A little bit of a stretch, but I'll allow it.
Splunking, as we used to call it.
Yes. Very good. Anything else you think?
No, not really.
All right, very good. So I think overall, for both of you, this approach that you have taken here is very clever for both of you. I don't know that there's anything particularly cool about it. I definitely think for the use of the pies, though, it's a bit of a crazy out-of-the-box approach. I'm going to give you clever and crazy for both of you, actually, even though technically it's Alfred's play. I think the fact that Cuthbert got in on the play will allow it. I don't know that there's anything particularly cool about this, though.
We look cool running down here.
Covered in shit. Yeah, no, maybe not.
With pies shoved up your nose.
Yeah. Shit in our shoes, shit in our toes.
We look
pie in our nose.
We look cooler than the people behind us, at least.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yeah.
Got a 5. Oh, yeah.
All right. So you gain an effort and you get to use your deads macro. Okay.
I got a 5 too.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So you add 7 to your pre-roll total, Alfred. And Cuthbert, you need to make your deads roll, I think.
Oh, what's that? Do you just click on it?
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep. So you add 7 to your pre-roll total. And both of you gained an effort. Congratulations.
I was on a 15. No.
I'm on 19 now.
Okay, so I 15 and 19, and I need to roll for your pursuers.
Yes.
The pursuers in
also
the
get a 5. Also get a 7. This is everybody getting the same.
We're gonna have to come up with something clever to lose these. Like, do you remember that crocodile taxidermy thing that I had in my backpack?
Oh yeah,
leave it in the sewers.
We will see. We shall see. All right, I got to do a little quick math here. So I'm at the roll of 7, and I got to see 9 because this is a complicated opponent you're against. Yeah. Okay. So, what were your totals again? One last time.
19.
15.
Okay. So that is interesting. So, Cuthbert, I want you to describe how. Actually, I'm going to start it off, and then you can finish it. So, as you all are not running, but trying to evade, double back. At a certain point, it seems like you would almost have evaded the pursuers. And that's when the betrayal happens. As Miles yells back, "They're here!" And I want you to describe, Cuthbert, how in that moment you actually failed in trying to escape the pursuers. Did not get captured, but they managed to gain upon you.
Wow, being short on leg and slippy underfoot. Occasionally, you lose your balance because I'm used to tunnels. I'm not used to shitty tunnels. shitty man-made tunnels. Let's go with. And yeah, I just slip and fall into and completely submerge myself in the sewer, which obviously causes everyone else to delay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, give me one moment. Yes, so with that, they catch up. I want you, Alfred, to describe how you barely managed to pull success out of the jaws of defeat, despite Miles betraying you and Cuthbert slipping in the shit.
Well, as Cuthbert slides into the canal of effluvium, I look behind me and I hear Miles calling out, and so what I do is and I've got my loot out, obviously, because I was talking to the loot, and it's stronger than it looks, being as it is a vampire loot, and I basically use it as a bat. And as Miles is watching Cuthbert slip into the water, or the liquid, I smash him across the top of the head with the loot, and it goes clang, clong, ting, clang. One of the strings breaks. I hear a voice in my head saying, "You will pay for that. You will pay." And Miles is catapulted by the strength of the Stradivarius into the shit as well, and with an enormous splash just as Lord Tyrone comes round the corner, and all the shit just kind of flies up in the air, and while this enormous plume of feces is kind of blocking the view, I managed to drag Cuthbert round the corner, and we quickly well, I won't say dust him off, and run away, with them, perhaps, we hope, rescuing Miles at their quizzling.
But in that moment, just before you turn the corner, you notice something disturbing. They're all glowing and a little bit more translucent than they were above ground. Your pursuers are not living souls.
Oh, interesting. Well, we're running again. Properly running, I imagine, just try and put some distance in between us and them. And while we're running, I was saying, well, you're undead, Loot. Any tips?
So you're asking the Loot, is that correct?
Yeah, because he's, I mean, if this sort of ghost, he's a vampire, so he might know, something about the undead that might be able to help us.
How many are there? How many are pursuing us?
There are, if you count Miles, there are 7.
Miles is undead as well, the bastard.
No, he is not. He seems to be living.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
He's just there to save his skin.
Yeah.
Well, let them sacrifice him then. The great turncoat.
I know.
So,
I'm sure he'll go well in their Wicker Man or whatever they've got.
Yeah. So the Loot, you hear whispering in your mind, the dead always envy the living. They want to sustain themselves somehow upon you. You must not let them capture you. You are mine.
Yeah, you said that before. Okay, let's.
It's like a broken record.
Well, yeah, broken loot now. With the string missing. Okay, so well, we need to try and get out of the way as quick as we can. If we're getting, imagine we're going downhill.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to grab basically I'm going to get out some of my kitchen equipment, and what I'd like to do, if there's any crates around or anything as we're running, I'm going to grab one and try and attach some knives to it, so and create a makeshift sled that we can use to just to as the gradient increases, as the sewer comes out towards the outlet. I think we might be able to ride the effluvium down the final bit.
It is a great concept. There's no actual crates. Do you all have anything else you might be able to use? Maybe something upon your person.
I'm gonna wait for some of them to get near to me. I'm gonna tell Alfred to keep running, and as they get near to me, I'm gonna take out some of my blessed incense and start throwing it towards them, and go, "Damn you, you undead spawn!" and watch them burn as the incense, the holy incense, will melt them. I hope.
Very good, very good. Well, I completely agree that is a good use of your incense. All right, and I think that is going to be I think that's both a clever and cool maneuver. I don't know that it's that crazy to do. Well, you are like letting yourself lag behind just to get this opportunity. That's kind of crazy. I'm giving you all for that.
He's also lighting a fire in a tunnel full of methane. I think that's quite crazy.
Oh, you have no idea. So, all right. Yeah. So, go ahead, and you're obviously invoking your religion, so you are a priest.
Yeah.
And I think you're obviously using your blessed incense. I don't know that any of your other features would apply for this ploy. Do you see?
No, I don't think so. Oh no, I do. In my one hand, I have my blessed incense, and in my other hand, I have my most religious of artifacts, Jeremy.
I'm gonna allow it. It's well established in this session that you commune with your God through your taxidermy. So yes, absolutely.
So Jeremy the otter is out in front,
yes,
with his arms. He just happens to have his arms out like a crucifix. Yep, that's the way I made him.
Yep. So that'll be a 7 before the roll. Are you spending any effort on this?
Yes, I'm going to spend all my remaining, which is 2.
Yeah, this is probably going to be our last play of the day because I have a family emergency coming up, so I am going to have to wrap up.
Well,
shortly.
I mean,
yeah. No,
am I allowed to give him my effort as well, or not? Is that not a thing?
Effort? No, effort is something you spend individually. But
okay, fine.
But you may assist him, so you may.
I do have 3 doses of the incense, so if you want to,
it's actually not 3 doses. It's a level 3 asset, only 1 use.
Oh, okay. Oh, I read that as one use 3 times, but yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I will assist him in that case.
Yeah, describe how you wish to assist him.
The lute is in my hand, and I turn it around, and I just start strumming away, and I will say, "Begone, foul fiends, from the place between. Wherever you come from, you must return." And start strumming hard and giving him a bit of backing music for his undead turning.
Yep. So you can definitely use your Buttling Bard and your Stradivarian lute for this assist. And basically the way, if you're assisting in the moment, taking the help action, it's basically sort of a in your favor group check. And we take the highest of your rolls rather than your individual rolls determining your fate. If you had been doing it beforehand, you can use it to create an asset that they could use.
Right.
So 2 ways help works. All right. So you are going to obviously be using the Buttling Bard, your Stradivarian lute. Is there anything else that you think is actually working in your favor for this?
Yeah, I do. I think intolerance of ill manners. They're horrendously ill mannered nowadays. They've had they have the temerity to even be dead now, as well as chasing their honoured guests who've won their competitions. This is very bad manners indeed.
I did allow you to use it as an asset rather than condition last time. Technically, it should be against you for most times. Now that you have realized, I think the first shock it helped, but if anything, it's going to be against you. I think for this though, because I think it's actually going to work against you because it may throw off your song.
Okay, fine. In that case, I don't know that I've got anything else in that case.
But I will say, I think because you're indebted to your loot, and it wants you to survive this, so it can claim you. That will not work against you.
So I'm on a 5. So I'll spend all my my remaining 3 effort. So that's on an 8 now. Okay. And support this Jeremy as he turns the undead.
Yeah. Yep. So go ahead and make those rolls. I think both of you are being clever. I think you're being cool. I think the fact that you're basically playing a song while fighting your own intolerance of their ill manner is crazy. I'm giving you all the dice. So 4 each of you.
Okay, great. Both got 4s.
Yeah.
Oh, and look at that. Let's see here. What did my roll come out to? Why can't I see it?
It's above ours. Is that?
Okay. No, that was the previous one.
The previous roll, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think it rolled for.
Oh, you failed. I think you failed. That's.
Yeah, it must have.
Yeah, got off.
Yeah, I think what happened is I hit the wrong button. Okay. So, what was your totals?
My total was, I think, 12.
13.
13, and your total, Alfred?
12, I think. I think so. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, plus the 4, 12. Yeah.
Okay. So, interestingly enough, again, it is an assist. Alfred, I want you to explain to us how your attempt almost succeeds in helping Cuthbert in this moment, but there's just something about how angry you are about their ill manners that is not quite as effective as you'd like it to be.
Yeah, I think the main thing is I start singing about Lord Tyrone, and I hit the rhyme of moan. He makes his citizens moan. He's so ill-mannered, and then because I've said ill-mannered, it just puts me off. I can't find any more rhymes, and so I just place the loot down on the path, and with my knives, I kind of I'm waiting for Cuthbert to hop on the back of the loot so that we can then ride it off to freedom once he's finished turning these undead.
All right. And Cuthbert, you and Lord Tyrone are tied. So technically, rules as written, you could let the tie stand, but we need to resolve this. So I'm going to ask. Actually, rules as written, you couldn't, because there are times when a tie cannot be allowed to stand, and this is one of them. So letting the tie stand is no longer an option. The chase has gone on too long. You could technically choose to succeed at a cost, or fail and get an asset, or we can do a roll off.
I think we can. I think
at a cost.
If we succeed at a cost, then we probably have to sacrifice Jeremy.
I can find another otter. Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So
the first animal that I see, I'm going to taxidermy.
It's
a camel.
I want you to describe for us how, Cuthbert, in the end, you managed to barely succeed. You don't destroy them as much as you wish you could. But how the sacrifice of Jeremy allows somehow you to quickly turn these undead so that you have the chance to escape the sewers.
Well, everybody knows that undead are terrified of otters. They just are. But the undead weren't even aware that they were terrified of otters. We just happened to know it. So I pull out the incense and I start sort of swinging and making the noise. But it's not the incense that makes the difference. It's the otter. The otter just turns them over the edge. They see the dead marble eyes of my taxidermied best friend Jeremy. No offense, Alfred.
No, none taken.
But as they start to turn and run, we also turn and run, and it slips out of my hand as fate would have it, and he just disappears. But luckily, the water from the sewer is going towards the undead because we're going that way. And the undead just flee because they can't stand to even look at this otter.
All right. You managed to barely escape from the sewers, get your way into the river. What is like your immediate, we're going to do this narrative, but what is your eventual escape plan? How are you proceeding to get away from Bonaire?
Fortunately, the river, Bonaire is right next to a waterfall. So we just jump out into the river, swim a little bit, and the waterfall just takes us. And then I think that's a great cliffhanger ending, whether we survive or not.
Oh my word! It's Butch and Sundance, but at the middle of the film. Yeah.
We're out, we're escaped, but do we survive the fall?
Okay. And then once you get past the falls, are you going to try and be, are you trying to be evasive and stealthy in case there's any pursuers, or are you trying to just make hell for leather and make speed? That's what I need to know.
I think we're thankful we're alive for a start.
Yeah, if we make it over the falls, I think, but our skill set is stealthy. We got one person who's quite short, and another person who's raised by rogues. So I think probably we're not that speedy. One of us has very little legs, so I think we'll be hiding and using kind of stealthy rogue craft to. I mean, I would have thought as well, like we can set up little breaks or whatever, little traps, and then build a quick raft and sail off down the river. That's my plan. I would have thought. Make it look like we're going by road and then go by river.
All right. So what I would say is, given that you all managed to make your way down the river with your makeshift flotation device, it may not even deserve the name of a boat or vessel, because you are taking a rather stealthy approach. You don't make as much distance as you would like, but you are clearly not being pursued effectively, although you do hear the sound of pursuers now and again. As night falls, you manage to make it to a wooded part of the river and can start to, if you desire, head overland or go out. But as night falls, you can see in the far distance just the bare outline of Bonaire. And what you see is a massive flash of a fireball that grows from the center of town and blows away the towers, the city walls. Again, it's hard to make out full details from your distance, but it consumes the entire town and the land about it. For a brief moment, lighting up the dusk as if it was midday, and all is left is a smoking crater in the distance.
We'll probably have to find another man at arms then to guard us. Oh well.
And another place to go for a bonfire festival, because that was quite disappointing.
There were hundreds of people in that town who who thought I was the best pie maker that they'd ever seen, and that you were the best rock hurler that they'd ever seen, and now they're all dead. So
I'm starting to think they'd never seen a pie before, but I definitely threw the heaviest rock.
It was a gravestone that you threw. You do realize that?
Yeah, that was foolish.
In retrospect, but congratulations, you managed to escape the conflagration of Banter yet again.
Well, that's
and so we are going to wrap up the session. Cuthbert, you must remove Acolyte Bob. You lost him as an asset. Sadly, such as assets are not permanent features, so they can be gained and lost, and you have lost your incense. They have been used up. Alfred, I don't think you actually used your poison, but
I didn't. But my perfected pie is but a memory now.
It's gone. Which usually most assets, unless they are enduring, are usually do not carry over to future sessions. I know there's a one shot, but my advice is always treat every one shot as if it is the end of a session that will then be played again, because you never know. Sometimes people enjoy so much they want to revisit those one shots, and it gives us a chance to demonstrate one last thing. Do any of you have any effort left?
No, I spent it all.
No, blew it all on the last one.
Well, hey, it was a near thing. You guys could have died. So actually, that was probably the best spent effort that I have seen in Clever, Cool, Crazy. So if you had it, effort converts at the end of the session at the rate of the experience for that session. So like if you had 2 effort, it would have been 1.6 experience that you could give up to 1 for any of your features, or distribute it as you like to level up things. But since you are out of effort and barely escaped Banter by the skin of your teeth, you'll just have to take the experience you gained. And with that, we are at the end of the session and the end of our Clever, Cool, Crazy session. So I would love to hear from you, your feedback on what you thought of playing Clever, Cool, Crazy, and any advice is always welcome.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you very much.
Amazing. No, good. That was so it took me a little bit of while to work out really what you're doing, but I do like the fact that you've just got a few words and descriptors in there, and then it's just working it out narratively and sorting it out from there. It's a clever little system, and I suppose that's quite easy then to just convert into anything, which I think is what you're saying right at the start, is that you can obviously just play any sort of system, any setting, with it whatsoever.
Yeah, and we do have some additional rules that would not come into play for this session. There is a part of the game called magnitude. So like if you had, for example, if we had been playing Lancer sort of version with mechs, the mechs would have had like times 10, times 100 features that would be mega features. So you can even scale up. You can even do like a mouse ritter sort of style where it's very like they would have like basically 0.1, 0.01 that would be multipliers. So as long as you're within the same magnitude, you ignore it. But if you're ever facing against something of a greater magnitude, it can be quite challenging.
Cool. So where are you with sort of development, and when are you kind of hoping?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's actually, the core system is pretty well developed in the sense that I've got a good idea. Like features have not changed for years, basically.
Yeah.
Still perfecting the way to do the roles because it's simple math, but it is still math. So I try and make it as painless as possible. So we're still working on some fine tuning there, but overall the dice system has remained pretty similar. It's just a matter of refining that. And I think we're starting to get to the point where I actually want to start making basically a starter set sort of intro adventure that would be able to be used. You guys actually had a high level rather than a starter kit, but I wanted to play with a few things, and I thought you could handle it. And that is the nice thing. I think you can jump in on this system, whether low level, like I've got some people running through basically Keep on the Borderlands. I got 2 groups, a team group and a group of neurologists running through it. And they start literally all their features at level 1. So we're doing that and tweaking that end. And I think we'll do some starter kit development and some world building. And I also want to get some different ideas for descriptors people can use to easily choose from different genres. Sometimes people are able to come up with them on the fly. They know exactly what they want, but some people may want to have some things. So I think that's going to be some more value-added content development. I don't see this being ready for anything more refined for at least a year. So it's still very much in play test and content development. And I do, though, think I need to start doing a little bit more layout work to make it less painful as a wall of text. Again, just the past few months has just been getting the ideas even down in writing. So very early days, but so far it's been a lot of fun for people. We're going to be doing actually Keep on the Borderlands at the Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo in January of 2026. So age 3. Have some demos there, and we'll probably use it also. I do a fundraiser for the Alzheimer's Association called RPGs versus AD that will be launching the 2026 version starting probably at the beginning of the year, and I'm going to get some more information out about that as well. And we may use some of the game there, both combination of raising funds for a good cause as well as getting some further exposure and experience play testing. And I like to see what people find that we need to tweak.
Fantastic. Well, good luck with that. And thank you for putting this on. For everyone that's watched, thank you for watching. Faz, as ever, thank you for joining me. And Glenn, thank you for introducing us to CCC. Clever, crazy.
Clever, cool, crazy. The way you remember
it.
There's a trick to remembering it. The second letter, it's in alphabetical order.
Oh, I won't remember that.
LOR.
Lord.
You forget my brain doesn't remember words. So
yeah. Well, it does. They just get a little interesting. They get a little
it's a little bit fuzzy at times.
So yeah. But and I thank you, Adrian, for hosting this. Fox, you were incredible as a role player. This is the first time I've seen you role play, and it just was a delight.
Thank you.
That's why I have him on. He's here because I'm terrible.
Oh, no, not at all. I fully enjoyed Cuthbert and his vicious use of Bob.
Yeah, and Jeremy.
Jeremy, don't forget, Jeremy was the star.
You were role playing for 3. That was the good.
Yeah,
I almost like you came this close to me actually turning him into an asset for you because of role play. It was so good.
Maybe next time. Oh no, I haven't got him. I'm gonna find a new animal.
Jeremy,
I'm gonna come out the river with a fish in my mouth.
There we go.
And I'll be like, it's Jeremy 2.
There we go.
Stuff and fish.
I do apologize. I do have a family.
Absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. I'm gonna go and talk dogs and stuff.
Thank you very much.
So, thank you, everyone. Take care. Cheers for watching.
Yes.
Good night.